Hello, welcome here. Welcome to Abby's Open House.
Thank you.
Kids Keys, caffeinated convos. And today we have Ro Giesbrecht
Yes.
with us. Rosanna, I always wonder what the Ro is for, and I always kind of flub it up. But you are Rosanna.
Yes. I used to say it stood for royalty. And
Oh.
Darlene, Darlene, drew me a little Post-it note, Ro, royalty, me in a cape. And I still have it stuck on my office walls.
Okay. We're with Ro Royalty Giesbrecht from Castle Mortgage Group. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're called?
Yeah.
Castle Mortgage Group. Okay. And she's just my friend. Mm-hmm. So she is on here today and we're just going to have fun and we're going to chat. And that's what you're stuck with. So thanks for joining in. Thank you for listening. This is my first one, so please be kind. And we're just gonna...
My first as well.
You're my first. Popping the cherry. No
just
longer
tell me what
a
to do.
Virgin. Okay, so we have like a little list of stuff just to like keep us on schedule.
Because we're yappers.
Yeah, I feel like with us, every time we call each other for work, it's like we quickly get work out of the way.
Yeah.
And then it's like back to personal life and whatever. So, we needed something to keep us on track. So, okay, first of all, how did we get to know each other? Where did we meet? We met at Castle.
Officially, yeah.
Officially.
I started there 6 years ago at the Steinbach office.
Oh, you have a professional voice when you're talking about your work.
I worked in customer service for 2 years, baby. On the calls.
That's what you did there?
I was at a call center for 2 years before Castle Mortgage.
Okay.
But anyway, started at Castle.
Okay, wait, were you a telemarketer?
No. Can I cuss on here? Probably
not. I think you can. I don't know. There's no rules.
Okay, I'll try not to. Might slip out though, but you can always bleep it.
Oh, that might be fun. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, we can try.
Anyway, I worked at a call center taking like complaint calls for General Mills, Lyft. I probably shouldn't name those companies.
Okay. It's okay, they don't listen.
I don't know. Maybe this goes viral. And it was literally just people screaming at you for like 8 hours a day. Actually, I think on my mortgage broker bio, I have it listed that like, who would have thought that, taking rage-filled calls from customers complaining about one less taco shell in their old El Paso kit would translate so well to navigating difficult conversations between clients, lawyers, realtors.
People complain about that?
Oh, people complain about everything.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, so I started doing admin and reception for a broker at the Castle Steinbach office. And then you worked with Matt.
Yep.
And so we would have met because there were mutual clients and I started, collecting paperwork or taking incoming phone calls for them. And you'd come into the office, you'd drop treats off for us.
Bribery.
Yep.
Bribery. Yeah. That's how I make all my friends.
The only way I get approvals done is if I can be bribed with treats and coffee.
I think we got to go for lunch one day, but we just discovered, I actually know you from before.
Yep.
Ro used to work at Uncle Jake's in the mall.
And Abby would come in to complain all the time.
No, I would never complain. Those cheeseburgers, I still miss the cheeseburgers.
I miss all the Uncle Jake's food. My sister and I will reminisce about it on a monthly basis. The soups were so good. The poutine was so good. Like they had their crinkle cut fries.
Yeah. We were talking about the Friday night specials because when I worked at the hair salon in the mall, Friday night was the big night because it was payday. And it was either pierogies with the yummy sauce.
Or kilka.
Yeah, I always make you say it because I can't say that.
Oh, yeah.
And then sweet and sour night.
Yeah.
So, okay, could you choose a sweet and sour, or was there one sweet and sour night and then the other Friday was the...
No, on Friday, I can't believe I remember this. On Friday, it was... By the way, Uncle Jake's no longer exists. I'm sorry, you can't go there. So, no, on Friday nights... On Friday nights, it was farmer sausage with either branike or kilka.
Oh, my word.
So that would rotate.
Okay.
But then sweet and sour ribs was every Friday night. Yes. So it was one of those two specials. And it was beef barley.
Sometimes it's meatballs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was probably when Brenda ran out of ribs for those weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
And then soups, beef barley, and I forget what the other one was because I always had the beef barley. I think it was cabbage borscht.
Yeah, I was a cabbage borscht girl.
Yeah.
Always am.
All the soups were so good.
Anyway, so we go back. We go back to those days too.
I didn't remember meeting Abby, but I remembered her sister because her sister ran or worked at a salon in the mall at that time. And she would always come in, platinum blonde hair and bright lipstick. Yeah. And she was always friendly.
Yeah. I'm excited for everyone to meet my sister on here too one day. I'm very excited. Did you know she was my sister?
I didn't know that until maybe a couple years ago when I saw you post something with her.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, I remember her from Uncle Jake's.
Yeah. And Ro, I didn't realize you were Ro from Uncle Jake's until like what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? We were talking about it. And I was like,
just a couple weeks ago.
And
I probably didn't go by Ro at that time. I think I probably went by Rosanna because I can normally tell who knows me pre-2017 versus post-2017 based on whether they call me Ro or Rosanna.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was because I went on
identity
identity crisis. Not to get too politically correct on here. No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I went on a trip to Tanzania and there was another volunteer who could never remember that my name was Rosanna. Okay. And so he asked if he could call me Rose or Rosie. And I was like, I will smack you across the face if you do that. Anyways, on this trip, then somebody suggested. To any Rose or Rosie. Yeah, but it just didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then somebody asked if they could call me Ro. And I was like, you know what?
That works.
I can get behind that. Yeah.
I never knew your name. I just knew you as a soup girl.
Yeah.
And you had nice eyes, so that's all. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, so what was the question? How we became friends?
Oh, yeah.
So we started working together and then eventually you got promoted, right?
I started doing like underwriting at the office. And I think just our like work styles complemented each other because I think we're both perfectionists and like very detail oriented.
And we both don't have boundaries, really. Yeah. So when I would call in, it would be like, okay, let's get this through. And then it's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah. And I think most of the time we both liked our clients as well. So then it was like
we're kind of invested.
Yeah.
And we needed to make it work and that kind of thing. So yeah. And it's nice in this job. I don't know if you find, but like there's so much that's confidential. It's so nice to talk to someone else about the file.
Yeah.
You know, like to say, hey, you know, this is what's going on and you know what's going on. So we can actually say like, hey, how can we make this work or what's going on? As opposed to, I can't just go home and talk through it with someone else, right? So that's totally what I like about it too.
And on stressful files, we can bitch about it to each other.
Be like,
we can, rant about it to each other.
They went and bought a new car. What else? What's next? Oh, imposter syndrome. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I feel like a failure. What more do you want to know?
Yeah, it's a bit weird coming on here to talk about like real estate, mortgages, and you were saying right away you're nervous to talk about mortgage stuff because someone else is going to be listening in that knows mortgages and be like, well, that's not the way I do it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I feel that so often with realtors, but I mean, it's like anything else. Like there's going to be 20 million different opinions and this is just ours and you don't have to listen to us. It's just, we're just sharing our opinions from our experience. And obviously there are more than that, but I did come on here. I was talking about refinancing one time and I had someone listening and they're like, well, actually you can only refinance up to 80% of your purchase.
Value?
Yeah. I didn't know that. I learned something new every day. Is that true?
It would be like of the appraised value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if your value is appreciated over the last 5 years, then you can use today's value.
So like it was nice to be corrected is what I was going to say. But I mean, most of the time I don't take criticism really well. Do you take criticism well? I'm
a lot better at it now. I didn't used to. Yeah.
Gerald says I don't take criticism. I don't take criticism from him well. What's there to criticize?
Yeah, well, men are on thin ice when it comes to giving me criticism too.
Totally.
But
we're going to talk about that part of our friendship. I feel like we strengthened our friendship this year.
Yes, we did. Last year. So
it's so last year.
Yes, it's so last year. I'm a new person this year.
I'm very mad because I have a Starbucks and she has a Stone City and I had told her I was still good on my coffee and
advertisement.
Then I didn't get one. I didn't realize she was going there. If I would have known, I would have just pretended I needed a new one. But
should have got you a cup at least.
I know. Whatever.
So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that was that was a deeper layer to our friendship. I went through a breakup after a long time together with somebody. I'd been with him for 4 years, and it was just.
We didn't know he existed. We didn't know he was real.
Abby didn't believe me.
Yeah. I didn't believe her. She kept talking about this guy she was dating. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy. I'm doing italics in case you're not watching. And finally, we were in Winners.
Yeah, you and your boy with the curly hair. You're
Spencer?
Yeah, you had just permed his hair. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so he exists, or he's a paid actor. I don't know.
And I felt like it at the end.
Yeah. So he ended up being real, or, you know, at least physically real.
Yeah.
And existed.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we found out, did you tell me, or did I just drag it out of you?
What? That we had
that
separated?
You had broken up. Yeah.
Oh, no, I called you crying.
Oh,
like, yeah. I think we had a file that we were working on together.
Yes.
Oh, I cried on the phone to a lot of people.
You were heading, so it wasn't, I'm not special. You just
no. Well, yeah, I couldn't help it. I cried on the phone to set up my new internet. Like, the shop lady was helping me as I was in tears.
Okay, yeah, because you were leaving. You were heading out of town. You left. You went out of town.
I went on a road trip.
Yeah,
with a bunch of my girls, and that ended up being the best thing I could have done in that moment. Even though I dreaded it, I was like, I'm going to be such a killjoy. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get through it. I'm just going to ruin the environment. Happy you
invited me on that too. Actually.
Yeah, that was so kind of me. Hey, too bad you couldn't make it.
Thanks for that.
But yeah, during that, part of what helped, as awful as it sounds, was hearing other people that I knew had gone through something similar or much worse. Like,
You kept saying to me, you're like, I don't know how you did it. Yours sounds so much worse.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, they're all equally horrible.
No, I don't think so. I didn't have like kids involved in it, and it was my house, so I got to stay with that, and I was still in a community where I had all the connections. So like, I think in a lot of ways, it didn't feel like this in the moment, but looking back at it, I think in a lot of ways I was really fortunate with how things went. But yeah,
my favorite thing was, I think you would text, you're like, is it always gonna suck? And I called you right away. I was like, this doesn't sound healthy.
It was not a good night. That was one of the nights that I was probably in the deepest phases of post-breakup depression. Like, I really, really was struggling that evening. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be TMI for the podcast, but I was ready to, go to the highway and jump in front of a semi-truck. Like,
were you really?
I was really, yeah. Wow. And I was like, I'm not going to do that, but how do I get out of this funk where I feel like doing that? Yeah. So I was like, let me lament to Abby.
Yeah. I just put you on speakerphone and kept
mowing our lawn.
Listing. Oh, I was mowing.
You were mowing. You had your AirPods in, so I couldn't tell.
Yes, and I stopped. And then the second day, I was taking listing photos at a house.
I didn't know that.
It was an empty listing, and you're talking, and I'm just shooting the photos. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's just let me get this shot.
No, it really was helpful, and I remember ending that phone call with I don't know if I should have called you with this. Like, I don't know if we're friends. And you're like, at this point we're friends. And I'm like, okay, good, because I've literally been sobbing on the phone for 20, 30 minutes at that point.
Now we are.
Yeah. So you say you don't have boundaries, but clearly I was the one.
I like people that don't have boundaries, but like, I never know what level I'm at with people. Like, sometimes I'll be talking on Messenger or like Instagram, and it's like, hey, are we at the level where I can ask for your phone number? Like, and not in a creepy way, like to guys, but like, like, do we start texting or I don't know. How do you know that in friendships?
Yeah. I don't know. But that, as shitty as it was in the moment, that was like, I already knew I had great people around me, but that was a catalyst for me becoming really, really grateful for the community that I had around me.
You have good people.
I really, really am fortunate. Yeah. And I wasn't shy about, asking people for help during that time. And my sister's like, you're so brave. And I'm like, Claudia, I literally didn't have a choice. Like, I couldn't stop myself from weeping if I tried. So I'm just gonna tell people I am feeling like crap, and please, can you either distract me or help me figure this out or talk to me or whatever.
You sent me a picture from your road trip. Was it a wiener?
Oh, there was a wiener is in a hot dog stand.
Where was it? What time
2 weeks post breakup, and Abby's like, wow, this girl's just getting around already. That was in Waterton, Alberta. And there was a I think there was a wiener restaurant.
I had texted you. You told me where you're going.
Oh yeah, you texted it to me.
I was like, you need to try this restaurant, because it was like a wiener restaurant.
And I was post breakup.
And then you sent me pictures.
I sent you a picture of it. Yeah. I don't think I actually ate from there. Was there like a long lineup, or it was maybe I think it was closed the day that we were there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Story. Just like my invite got lost in the mail.
Yeah. Weird how that happens sometimes.
It happens a lot in my life. It's like, oh, that would have
You
been
live
nice.
so rural, you know.
Yeah.
It's a hard
Oh,
address to remember.
3 driveways out of town.
Yeah.
Right. So imposter syndrome, we talked about that, how we're scared of giving advice, but we're going to talk a little bit about mortgage stuff. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Back to the imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I talked about it. I feel like I rabbit trailed onto
okay,
whatever.
that's okay.
Regardless of where I am in life, I always feel like I'm not sufficient in whatever role I'm in.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And part of what I like about the brokerage that I work in now is that I know I'm not the smartest person in the room, and it's actually really fantastic because you just have so many other people that you can lean on. Yeah. But I do compare myself to people that have been in the industry for like 30 years and the amount of business that they have and the way they have their their application structured and everything. It's very different. But over the last few months, I've just had a chance to talk to a lot of the different brokers, and they all run their business so differently. And it's actually, in that way, it's affirming because you have so many different personalities and all of them are successful. And it's like, oh, I don't actually have to fit into one like mold of what my business needs to look like. And I don't know, I think as long as I try and as long as I'm like kind to people in it, I always hate, you're smirking.
No,
okay.
I like it. I'm working on my listening skills.
Okay. I always hate the thought of being a salesperson because that is technically what my role is. Like when I graduated the mortgage course, I got a certificate where it said mortgage salesperson, and I was like, well, I will never be hanging that on my wall. Yeah. But it feels, I don't know if it's like this for everyone in the industry, but for myself, it feels like I'm more just an advocate for the client.
Totally.
And
we're not here for the sales or to push a product. We're here to like problem solve.
Yeah. And I went through the mortgage process for the first time a few years ago. And I had, like, when I started in the industry, I did not know what the hell an amortization was. So good news, I learned that last week. So I can do mortgages now. But yeah, I remember what it was like going into that industry and just being flooded with all this information and just a lot of like big terms and a lot of opinions. And you listen to financial podcasts and you've got Dave Ramsey screaming at you to never take out debt in your life, and like it's just and social media now, there's just a ton of stuff on there. And I think it's really easy to get caught up in the weeds and feel like you have to take all of that information personally. And that's not true. You can't, because you're going to have contradictory information all of the time. And so I just think it's less about, like, I don't think there's one right solution for everyone. No. I think it's based on the individual needs. And
I feel like the longer we do this, like, because you've done this for a while now too, I feel as though when you're starting, you kind of just get a mishmash of clients, kind of whatever. And now that we've done it a while, your clients are kind of attracted to you that are very similar to you, right? Yeah. So they're gonna maybe have or be open to the opinions that you have because they have a similar lifestyle or a similar views on debt or views on what their financial goals are, because you're similar in personality or the way you work, right? So I think that makes a difference. I like what you said about not being the smartest person in the room. Like, what's that quote? If you're the smartest person in the room, find a new room. Yeah. Something like that. I love that because it's so true. Because if you are, what do you have left to learn? Nothing. So I think I like that. I'm stealing that from you.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Okay, going on your own. You were at the Steinbach office. Now, what I tell my clients when I refer them to you, I don't get paid to refer people to people. I need to I tell them that too when I refer lawyers. I always give a couple options because legally we have to. But when I tell people to call you, it's not because I get paid it's just because I'm a control freak and I know that I know that you're going to get the job done and you're going to get it done in a timely manner. So it's really just me controlling the transaction and making sure it goes as smooth as possible. It's not like, oh, let's slam them to Ro because she's going to pay me.
I've had realtors ask me,
do you want to pay me?
Do that. Oh, I can't. Okay. I won't. Sorry. I've had people ask.
I don't think we're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't think so either, which is why it's a little concerning when people ask, like, and how much will you pay me? Like, can I get X amount of a like kickback if I give you a mortgage for X amount?
I argued with a guy on Facebook Messenger the other day because he's like, hey, if I find you leads, what do you pay for finder's fee? And I'm like, actually, we're not legally allowed to do that. He's like, yes, you are, because I'm getting it from other realtors.
Okay.
And I Googled it,
Yeah.
like in our realtor, whatever law stuff. And it's called bird dogging, and you're not allowed. He's like, okay, thanks for the information. And it's like, obviously
he's gonna go on to the next guy.
Like, see you later.
Yeah. Feels a little slimy.
Yeah. So I always tell my clients, you work for Castle in Steinbach, but not at the Steinbach office.
Yeah. Okay. And that's true. So right now, so for the first 4.5 years, I did work out of the Steinbach office, like where I was doing admin stuff and then eventually underwriting. But I wanted to move into doing my own brokering start to finish. And I was working with you and a couple other realtors. So I figured I'd be able to make it and like probably not go all the way broke.
Scary for that jump though.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the opportunity to do that out of the Steinbach office. There's only one broker there and historically has just been like one lead broker there. So Castle Steinbach is part of a larger company, Castle Mortgage Group Winnipeg. And they've got something like 30, 40 agents working out of there. So I just approached the head honcho, asked if I could please, if he would please let me work for them. And he said yes. So I don't have office space in Steinbach. I still meet a ton of clients face to face, but it's either at a coffee shop or if it's like from a trusted referral and chances are high that I won't be murdered at their house, then I'll offer home visits.
And you've asked to meet at our boardroom or whatever before too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely places, but are you, because I know for me, I'm a Century 21 girl. Like everyone from our office, they'll always like laugh and talk. They'll be like, so-and-so called me from this brokerage and they're trying to like take me for lunch to win me over to their brokerage. And it's like, well, I don't get those calls. It's like, it feels lonely not getting the calls where it's like, why is no one calling me? And it's like, but I've talked about this before. I feel like even if I didn't work if something weird were to happen and I didn't want to be at Century 21 Steinbach, I would still just work under a Century 21 Winnipeg because I love the brand so much. Like, do you like Castle that way or do you like their products or what's different?
If I could cuss, I would throw in a stronger word right now, but no,
you already
love Castle Mortgage.
Okay. What do they offer? What's the difference?
Oh, I'm just talking about from like a personality perspective. Like they, so right now, 30, 40 brokers there, but I think they get like probably an application a week of another broker that wants to join. Okay. And they're very selective. Like the culture that they want to curate, they want it to be fun, professional. They don't want people committing fraud because, it is a finance and sales industry. You're going to have people doing that. And so, just like a reputable company and really, really fun people. And I feel like, because sometimes you'll have clients that call in and they'll say, oh, actually, I did talk to this broker before, but I just didn't have his contact information anymore. I will always say, go back to that broker from Castle because they're phenomenal. Like, I don't worry that somebody else that I'm working with would screw up a file or like couldn't be trusted with one of my clients if I were to go on vacation or anything like that. So I really, really appreciate that.
And so does Castle, as opposed to like other, like there's like Centum or whatever, like are there different banks or lenders that you guys are like available to? Or is it all kind of the same? Because a mortgage broker, maybe we should explain. A mortgage broker, as opposed to like a bank or a credit union or whatever, like they have access to like, is it fair to say like
30, 40 different
lenders, and not all of them are actual brick and mortar buildings, right? It's on some of it's online, monoline. Is that what
she's really good.
And so you don't have to fit into this perfect little box if you're self-employed or if
it's like a unique property or if your down payment is, coming from like non-traditional sources
but not money laundering or drugs.
Just don't tell me about it. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Don't do that, kids.
So sometimes it's nice to go to a mortgage broker because they have a few more options and they don't have to fit in that perfect little box.
And if you're like an A+ client and you'd get approved anywhere, then it's just kind of a waste of your time to make appointments with 5 different banks down Main Street in Steinbach and spend an hour at each one and going over the same information, having them all pull your credit. Whereas if you're working with a broker, it's kind of a one-stop shop. And if you desperately want to be placed at one of those institutions that you would have made an appointment at anyways, then chances are we have access to them and we can put your mortgage there. You're going to be getting same rates.
You don't have to pay her.
Yeah, you don't pay me, the bank does.
Yeah. What I appreciate about you though, and what makes me choose you so often is if all of a sudden we're in a situation and you're working with a file and it's not going to be it'll be a better fit at the Steinbeck Credit Union, or there's something that just won't work with you, you will literally just tell them, go to the credit union.
Yeah.
Like that's what I appreciate about you, is you actually advocate and you know you'll get the business back.
Yeah, that's
from
just
someone else down the road, right? Like you
Yeah.
see long term rather than slamming them into something. I was with someone that was a mortgage broker for a while, like way back in the day. And what he would do is he'd slam them in a 5 or 10 year fixed mortgage because he got paid more based on the longer
like
rate,
the length of the term.
the length of the term and the rate and that kind of stuff. And he'd do it for the paycheck. Obviously he didn't make very much money or any. And I don't respect that business practice. But you're very opposite in the way you run that way. Like you would rather, well, I'd rather work with you long term knowing that you're looking out for that client.
Well, and that's just it. And if clients know that they're getting honest advice, even if that deal won't result in a like commission check for me, chances are they're going to refer family or friends or come back in a few years when they need help on their renewal or they want to refinance to buy a cottage or whatever. Like I definitely do believe that it comes back to you in some way.
Well, rate predictions.
Okay.
Oh, first let's talk about, are we allowed to say names?
One of the big banks.
Okay. Yeah. A really interesting one 2 months ago.
Yep.
And we won't get into too many details, but it was really interesting because I was working with this client purchasing, she's out of province and purchasing a property here with some family. And they kept asking for extensions. They were with a big bank and kept asking for extensions. They're making tons of money. Their income's really decent. No issues that way. And the bank kept asking for more and more information and giving them kind of a whole headache and run around. 2.5 weeks.
And just like non-committal. It sounded like from what I heard from you and the clients.
Yeah. Finally, I got really fed up because I'll always respect if the client is working with someone else. I'll say, yeah, let's do that, whatever. But no one would reach out to me. That bank would not talk to me. Usually I like to facilitate just to make sure that everything's on track and we're working with deadlines and that kind of thing. And I wasn't getting any answers. 2.5 weeks. Finally, I just said to my clients, look, we're going to lose this property. Can you just please call Ro? Just call her. And they were so happy and they called. And how long did it take for you guys? 24 hours?
Yeah, I just touched my mic. I talked to her that afternoon, evening, got some paperwork, sent it into the lender the next morning. And I think by noon that day I had
it was wild. So it just sometimes they just don't fit into a certain lender's box. So of course, because you work with it all the time, you know who works with these programs really well, right? Like,
this was like a specific program. And so this is what I mean, like not being the smartest. And I hadn't done a ton of work with this program before. So I asked one of my colleagues who does have a lot of clients in this field and just like how he would structure it and how he would present it to the lender. And he told me exactly what he would do. I submitted it that way. And that's like part of why I got such a fast approval was because I had somebody in the office that could help me. And
you made me look like a rock star.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those clients are so pumped. I just met with somebody, like one of their friends yesterday.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
Okay. Well, and we still don't have an answer from that big bank. I think we're still waiting. That's 2 months later. They moved in already. So, rate predictions. I love talking to you about rate predictions this time of year because we could always be wrong. And we're not fortune tellers. If I would be a millionaire, if I could guess rate predictions. I was talking to someone and they're like, yeah, I hear there's a rate drop coming. And I mean, given the climate of the rest of Canada, it makes sense if there would be a slight drop. What are you thinking? Like we have conference, because you always hear from your end of the market.
Yeah, I get like
we have conference updates. And we have the, market outlook for all of Canada to see what it's doing and that kind of thing. So I always like to talk to you after that. But what are you hearing?
Well, I'm always scared to say like with absolute certainty that rates are going to drop because I just feel like that sets the tone and then people are expecting that for the rest of the year. For variable rates, because there's a difference. Like for people that don't know, variable rates are based on the prime rate of Canada, or sorry, the prime rate of the Bank of Canada, and then fixed rates are based off of what's happening in the bond market. So for variable rates, that's going to be based on like 8 times a year when the Bank of Canada gets together and they talk about how inflation is doing. That's the biggest driver for us here. And so I don't think that we're going to see much fluctuation for variable rates. Like right now, prime rate is 4.45%. And so if you're getting, let's say, a 1% discount off that, it means that your rate is going to be 3.45%. And I don't think that's going to swing largely in either direction. Maybe
we're never going to get back to the 2%.
Nope. That was
a once in a lifetime.
That was during COVID. That was a false reality.
That's like the 80s when everyone talks about, well, I paid 17%, and it'll go back like when we're 70, they'll be like, well, I once had a
1.2% mortgage. Yeah, I bet you did, Sally.
But it will fluctuate a little. The nice thing is that I find, because sometimes people hold off and they're like, oh, rates might go down. Yeah, but then prices go up. So it's a little bit of a supply demand thing.
Yeah.
Also, if you go and I always tell people, well, go and get pre-approved now because you can get your rate held. Mm-hmm. If it goes down,
you get the lower.
Yeah. If it happens before you sign your mortgage documents, correct?
Before you take possession. Like normally you can change it in the week leading up to possession.
Yeah. So it's still, even if there's slight rumors that there might be a slight drop, and when they drop, it's not like we're going to go from a 3.45 or for whatever to 1.6. Like it's going to be like a 3.25.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not. And what difference does that make on a mortgage payment? So
it's not going to be huge. It's going to be like $20 weekly.
Yeah.
For fixed rates though, that is a lot more, I think, unpredictable, just because so much of what happens with our bond market is determined not even by what happens in Canada economically. Mm-hmm. It's our big southern neighbors. Mm-hmm. And so when there's fluctuation there, I'm going to be careful how I say this, then that'll have a really large impact on what our fixed rates do. So last year, like 2025, I went back and looked at the first mortgage that I closed in 2025, and that client signed up for a 4.19% mortgage. Is originally what we had them approved at. I think like 2 weeks before possession, it dropped to 4.09%. Oh, nice. Rates fluctuated a lot in spring of 2025 because there was all this talk about tariffs, and then, that would get revoked, or maybe they wouldn't be as severe as what was originally presented. So then our rates would increase and decrease based on the biweekly announcements that seemed to come out regarding that.
So scary.
Yeah. And
nothing really changed.
Nope. So a lot of fluctuation during the year. So at the peak, rates were at 4.6%. And then at the lows, we had some 3.7% rates. Yeah. My mortgages at the end of 2025, guess what rate they were signing at? Exact same as the start, 409.
Well, and what I found interesting is the scare tactics on the tariffs, because we were nervous because we were building through Century 21, some of our developers were building a whole bunch of homes. Mm-hmm. So we added a clause just saying if there was a tariff and something was tariffed, we would need to adjust the price just as of those items. I mean, they pre-ordered, as much as they could ahead of time, and then they would have an invoice at the end if there were any increases. We built, I don't know how many homes, wasn't a single increase due to tariff. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there is always going to be that fear, but if you do that fear and do nothing, you're setting the market back that much further too. So it's really interesting that way.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the market is fear right now, I think, but.
All that to say, I don't think there's going to be any huge fluctuation. No. A lot of the talk in the COVID years was that they wanted to get rates back to, because like we said, we all knew that 1.5% was a false reality, and that wasn't what 5-year fixed rates were going to be for the foreseeable future. But kind of pre-COVID rates is where the market seemed to want to settle. And so that would be 3 to 3.5%. Yeah. So when we're seeing rates around 4% now, we're not that far off anymore. Yeah. At the peak in 2023, people were getting, 5.9% 5-year fixed rates. I think for a very short period of time, there were some credit unions that had 6.1% rates. So we're definitely back from that. But yeah, I agree to Abby's point about not letting rate be your driving factor in when you're going to look for a house.
Date the rate, marry the house.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Just break up with the rate after 4 years if you must. You'll get through it.
Yeah.
Call
Take
Abby.
a separation, refinance.
Yeah.
Okay, quick question. If you were to, because our term is up on our mortgage in August this year.
My condolences.
I think we were 2.35.
Okay.
So, and Gerald is like very hardcore, like make as many extra payments as possible and, you know, panicking and that kind of thing. But if you were, because our biggest fight was about locking in at this rate, because he's always been a fixed guy, always. And I've always been a variable girl. So I compromised and let him win. And I'm so thankful because we were locked in at the 2.35 instead of our mortgage would have gone up significantly. Yeah. Like for sure $500 a month.
Yeah.
So if you were to be refinancing this year, are you seeing more people going fixed or are you seeing more people go variable? Or personally, what would you do?
I would go variable.
This is where everyone differs. And you'll get 5 million different opinions. Yeah. But I'm curious.
Yeah. Personally, I would go variable just because there's quite a big spread. Like if you're looking at let's just say credit union rates, because I know that's where we are now. Yeah. On a fixed rate, you're going to be getting like 4.1%. On a variable, you'll be getting probably around 3.5%. So like you're saving at least 0.5% right off the bat. And obviously that can change. But you can also lock in from if you're in a variable and then things start to feel too unsettled or like there's just too much fluctuation, you can always lock in. But I would say that still the majority of my clients are taking fixed rates. Okay. I think there's a lot of fear from what happened 4 years ago, 4 years ago when they skyrocketed. Yeah.
I'm going to save this and I'm going to play it for Gerald.
Some people are taking shorter terms. Like I've had a lot of people taking short terms. Take 3-year terms. Yeah. And right now there are some lenders that are offering promotions. So you'll actually get a better rate on a 3-year than you would a 5-year.
Okay.
Yep. But I don't know. It's up to, like I always say that if, you know, even if you're going to save $1,000 a year on a variable rate term, if you're going to be losing sleep every night of that year, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much money you save. It's not going to be worth it. We had a client, I tell this story as well. I'm not going to say his name, but I think you'll remember. I'd started working with him probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Like when I first started at Castle, he was a client of Matt's. Okay. And he bought a condo, put him in a variable rate mortgage, refinanced him a couple of years after because there were even better rate savings on the variable. He was still on a variable. I think he moved maybe once after that. He was going to get married. Okay. And they wanted to move into a home, I think in Kleefeld.
Try to figure out who this is.
And he and his wife or fiance, I don't remember what she was at the time, decided they were still comfortable with variable. And like he had at this point been in a variable rate mortgage for 4 years and had seen like the lows of the lows, the highs of the highs. Like his payments will have fluctuated a lot, but he was still comfortable with it. And they knew they were having a kid. So he was like, yeah, I think I can still swing variable. And then about 4 weeks before he takes possession, he calls me up and he's like, Ro, put me on a fixed rate right now. And I was like, okay, sure, we can do that. No problem. Can I ask why? And he's like, I just found out we're having twins.
Oh, yes.
You know now. Yes. Oh, and so it was just like the circumstances of where he was at that point in his life. He didn't want the added stress of like, how much is my budget going to change every month?
Always checking.
Yeah. Now looking back at it, because that was 2024 when they bought their house.
Yeah.
So now looking back at it, at the fixed rate that he locked into versus what he probably would have saved on a variable rate, he would have been ahead. But it doesn't matter, like I said.
He's able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And
probably not because they have 2 children, young kids, but you know.
And a couple others. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. We are starting to wrap up, but you're going away and I'm very jealous. First, you're having a party this Friday.
Yes. Okay. So.
And you're all invited.
Oh
no,
boy.
but I'm invited this time.
Yeah,
I was so excited. I made the list. I'm not sure if I can come, but yeah.
Oh, please do. Because it's gone down so much and people attending and I'm starting to get depressed about it.
I will stop by. Bailey's like, you're not even going to do it. You're just going to stop by and talk to them the whole time. And
fine.
It's like, I probably will. Yeah. So best idea ever. Talk about your party. Please.
Okay. I'm hosting a Galentine's party. So it's on the 13th of February. If anybody's seen Parks and Rec, you'll know how Leslie Knope inspired this was. Have you seen Parks and Rec?
I've tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm hosting a bring your own crafts night for a bunch of girls. I think I invited like 16 or 17 women.
So obviously very exclusive. That's why I was invited.
And I'm not in a big house. I'm in like an 850 square foot house, but I was going to make this work. And so it's a bring your own crafts night. I didn't want to, I just knew I was going to be too stressed out if I had to provide something for everybody to do. So I figured if, these women had like started something over the last couple of years or had something that they wanted to get into crafts related, like it really doesn't matter what, macrame or crocheting or scrapbooking or writing poetry or I don't know, stained glass art, whatever. Then I just told them, bring it along and then we'll all hang out and yap for a few hours and I'm going to provide food and wine. And
what's your craft that you're doing?
Either I'm going to pick up like a beginner embroidery kit from somewhere.
I've been wanting to try that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. Or I might just do macrame. I used to macrame a ton of plant hangers and it's just so fun and easy.
I have a paint by numbers that one of my friends gave me. I was big into that over COVID.
Yeah, I got
during
into
the home
it too.
learning.
Never finished one. Started 3 probably.
I finished one. It was amazing. And then my friend gave me one of, it was a housewarming gift when we moved here with Gerald. It was of a family photo of us.
Oh, cute.
But I don't know if the paint's dried up or not. So I haven't decided. I'm going to have to take a look. Otherwise, during COVID, I also started a mini house. You know, when that was stylish or fun for a while? It was like you build this like little mini house with all the details.
I've never seen this.
Oh,
you should bring that. Yeah.
So
wait, what is it made out of?
Like, I don't remember.
Like gingerbread?
No, it's like little plastic pieces and then you have like little clear glass and it's like a modern house. I'm on the glass part and then I gave up because you could see the little glue marks. But like I had to borrow Gerald's like little like knife stuff to like cut it all out. And I don't know. It's a whole thing. Yeah. So maybe I'll bring it. It's just so involved. I'm worried that it's going to take that long to unpack everything and get in the zone and then I'll have to leave. Unless I'm staying for night. I don't know. What was it, a sleepover?
It wasn't originally.
Okay.
I have one spare mattress downstairs.
Okay.
I've got a dog bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are comfy. Anyway. And then, but this is kind of like a send-off. Is this a send-off?
No,
party?
it wasn't. It wasn't even that. I just really, really like the people in my life. And I was like, when else am I going to have a chance to do something like this? Like,
totally
legitimate. Like, what's an actual excuse for it?
Right.
My birthday, maybe, but like that's in December.
Yeah.
A bachelorette party, well, that's 50 years down the road.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
Like, when am I going to have an excuse to do something like this?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Screw an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now. And
I was trying to segue into where you're going next, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was what I was attempting to do.
I mean, if you guys want to like sing a farewell song or choreograph a farewell dance, like an interpretive dance.
So Ro is going to Costa Rica?
I am.
Yeah. When do you leave?
On the 22nd, so in 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
Less than 2 weeks.
And I'm very jealous. She's taken her life by the balls and getting out of here for 5 weeks?
6
weeks?
Well, yeah, 5.5. Yeah.
And she's going to be doing all my spring mortgage clients by the beach.
From the beach.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the joy of your job, being so flexible on location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was asking me because she didn't understand why I was doing this. And I think it all seemed to like come up really quickly for her. She was like, why are you doing this? And why for so long? No, I hope she doesn't listen to this. It was low German. It was, what machst du det da? And then
do you talk low German to your mom?
I do.
Okay, cool. I like that.
So if you want to host a low German podcast next time,
I'll work on it.
Okay.
What's her name?
Gretel.
Podcast with Gretel. That would be amazing.
But yeah, it was, I don't know. I felt like it was less about why and more about why not. Because I'm in a season where, I don't have, someone holding me down here.
You do have a new boyfriend.
Well,
that's very good looking.
Yeah. If he exists, you've never met him.
I've seen a picture. It didn't look like AI, but I have not met him for sure.
He is very handsome.
But I've gone like being friends when everything went bad with you. I'm like the most with your ex I like follow, you know, whatever you follow, because when you're together,
Mm-hmm.
I was like blocked, done, out of my life. It's like, yeah, you're just dead to me. Yeah, when you hurt my people, you're just done.
She offered to like run him off the road on his motorcycle.
I was like, if I hear that motorcycle
one more time.
So be careful. Be careful with her heart. But I love that you're still going. You're not letting someone just hold you back, and you're with someone now that is so celebratory of that. So
yeah, and it was just less about why not. So like, I can do it. I have a career where I can work remotely, because I will be working from out there. I will be having fun for 1 week and then working for the other 4. Yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh, I can move my body right now. I don't know that I'll have that forever, because I'm expecting surgery this year. And so it might be the first ACL surgery that they messed up so bad that my whole leg is amputated. Yeah. I'm mentally preparing for that. Yeah,
that's okay.
And so, I just figured I should do this now before I don't ever have the chance again.
Okay. While we wrap up, we didn't talk about your therapy lessons. That'll be round 2. Okay. We don't want to open that up. Current book that you are reading. She's in a book club too. Mm-hmm. You're obsessed with a book currently.
Yes, I am.
Which one?
It is called Red Rising by Pierce Brown. It's a series.
I'm ordering it right now.
Yeah. And I was just saying to Abby before the podcast started that this feels like my high school Hunger Games obsession. Like, it's been a long time since I've been super, super invested in a book. Like, I've read books that I really enjoyed, but where it felt like you're all in on it, and like you can't wait to get home just to read. And in between, Jared and I were doing
are you an Instagram official? Do you want me to like edit it out? Okay.
I wasn't planning on dropping that piece of lore.
She anyway planned it ahead of time. She's like, how do I make it look accidental? But I haven't.
Am I a good actor? But this guy who I've been seeing, we were at the gym together on Saturday, and in between sets, I would like pull out my phone to read, and he's like, "Are you seriously reading your book right now?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm obsessed." It's so good. I've ordered the next 2 so that I can take them on my trip.
Are you Kindle or real book?
I like real book.
Yeah.
Kindle's so convenient though.
Yeah, totally. So did you order it on Kindle?
Well, my sister actually had the first one on her Kindle account, and I'm just logged into that. And then the next 2 I ordered physical copies, and I can't wait to just be on the lounge.
I tried to sell Tommy on it so that I could get it for him for his birthday, so I could borrow it. Mm-hmm. And he wanted a different book series for his birthday. And so I just have to order it for myself now, which I don't know.
Or we can do a tradesies where I actually give you something, because so far I only ever take your books and never give you books.
I feel like if I'm going to love it this much, I'm going to want it on my shelf anyway.
Oh, but that's a lot of pressure. What if you don't love it? I feel like
love it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's it. Anything else you want to tell the world?
Wait, what's your book obsession or current book read?
I'm still on Finding Flora, which I had told them last time.
Okay.
It's so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think about I Who Have Never Known Men?
So undecided about it. I told 2 of my people in book club about it, and I'm just waiting so that we can discuss it. But
they've read it, or you want?
No, I need them to read it.
I see.
I feel like it was a book of nothing.
Oh, I know. I left that book with more questions than I had going into it.
My favorite though was that you told me that it was like written decades ago. It was written in 1996.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was in like the 50s. Technically, that is decades ago. That's 30 years ago.
I felt very old because you were like, it was written like decades ago. It's a really old book.
But in my head,
like 96.
But in my head, I had it that it was written in like the last 5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
So, that to me was.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ro. I think we're going to need a round 2 once you're back from Costa Rica to talk about all of this that's going to be happening there. And if we survive the spring market. This has been Abby's Open House with Ro. Sponsored by Kids Keys Caffeinated Convos. Have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye.